A judge in Illinois just ruled illegal immigrants have the right to keep and bear arms. So rather than the circle with the line through it, we need like a thumbs up emoji there. The case is pretty simple. Police arrested an illegal immigrant living in Chicago with a gun back in 2020. They charged him for violating the federal law banning illegal immigrants from having guns. It's been on the books for a long time. Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman just decided the Second Amendment applies to him, the illegal immigrant, like everybody else, so he can have a gun. In her decision, she wrote that Humberto Flores received and used the handgun solely for self-protection and protection of property during a time of documented civil unrest in the spring of 2020, the summer of love. Court documents show Flores fired the gun at moving cars during the BLM riots in Chicago. He argues police officers warned him about looters who were approaching his neighborhood.
Hello, family, and welcome back to another episode of Journey to Harmony. I'm your host, Richard Harmon. Today I want to come and talk to you guys about an Illinois judge who has declared illegal immigrants the right to bear arms covered by the Second Amendment. There was a ruling that was recently happened where a migrant during 2020 had let off some shots into a car during the time of the Summer of Love, as we all know what it was called during the time of the chaos and the uprising due to George Floyd. During that time period, this particular individual was arrested because he was shooting at vehicles, and he was charged with the fact that he had not been permitted to own a weapon. Here now, this person was able to go ahead and have that trial, that case reversed, as he was given that chance in federal court. This is a huge ruling right now, as we are seeing the influx of gangs from Venezuela, the influx of gangs and criminals from Haiti. The idea that giving people who have not been verified, who you do not even know who they are, the right to bear arms is a huge, huge issue for you citizens of the United States. We are, as people, are being tested and being checked and being verified every step of the way. And now this ruling is something that is completely outrageous. I'm going to play a video. We'll watch a little bit of this, come back and talk about it. It's your first time joining, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Here we go.
Key to this ruling is that the judge says Flores' conduct heavily impacted her decision. He had no criminal record and was not considered a risk to public safety. This case is just one of many challenging that federal statute that prevents illegal immigrants from possessing a firearm. There are cases unfolding in states nationwide.
It's very fascinating that this whole push towards expanding the deference to the Second Amendment, in some ways, has kind of come full circle here, where something that really seems counterintuitive, the idea that someone who's not here legally still has that right, and you can't use this particular statute, which is commonly known as the felon in possession statute. But the way it's written, she really zeroed in on the language. He's not a felon. And the gray area, of course, is whether or not his status, and frankly, I think the way he was using the gun calls a little bit into question, how peaceful he is.
No, I mean, I guess the question, though, is what constitutional rights and protections then become absolute, right? Because illegal immigrants are still counted in a census. Mm-hmm. That is a huge deal in terms of representation. But then where do we get to right to work, or right to vote, or right to have a license to practice medicine, or right to have a license to do all of these other things? Isn't this opening Pandora's box?
All right, perfect. So there it is. You see that the judge based the judgment upon the fact that he did not have a criminal record. Something is going to be interesting with the breakouts that happened in Haiti, with the breakouts that happened in Venezuela. A person may not have a criminal record here in the United States, but they could have one in another country. And since the fact that the United States is not checking backgrounds, this becomes a really gray area for a lot of situations. And now you're giving people who have not proven themselves to be trustworthy to be given the right to carry lethal force. This is going to be a serious issue right now. So while there are good people on who are coming across the border, there are also those who are not, who have good intention, as we have seen with the attacks that happened in New York City, as we see with some of the crimes that happen in Chicago. There are issues that are coming about, and now people who are here legally and who have come with bad intentions have been given a right now by this ruling to carry a weapon. And so until that person is actually committed a crime that they're caught for, they could be committing crimes that they're not caught for. They will have the right to walk around with firearms. This is a dangerous situation for a lot of United States citizens, people who are already considered. In New York City, there's 62,000 illegal immigrants that are there right now, and they're mostly just walking around without much place to go. Shelters have begun evicting people, and people are kind of out on the street, and many people are going to become desperate. This is going to be something that we're going to look up and see, and we're going to have some serious issues in the future as a result of. But right now, this is still trying to figure out the ruling, and I'm sure this is going to be passed up to the Supreme Court. What are your thoughts? Please comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day.